Hi guys, Angela from Mountain Pond Homestead, and so I've been watching a channel on YouTube called Rockin' Worms, and the lady is phenomenal. Her name is Jane. She puts out some really informative videos about vermicomposting, and I decided to try my hand at it. So what I'm doing here is I am making pre-compost. So what it is, basically, it's cardboard or paper shredded, coffee grounds, and vegetable juice that I made from, cooked vegetables. Just pureed them. Yeah, and then you mix it up, and it starts to compost down, starts to break down. So you want it to go through a couple different heat and cool down cycles. Unfortunately for me, when I first made this, I was up in the garage and I wasn't able to get back down or to bring it downstairs inside that night. And yeah, I think it got just too cold and it killed whatever biota was in there from the vegetable puree that I added, because there was a bunch of mold in there too, which, you want, because you want to encourage that kind of fungal growth in here. Anyway, so I haven't really been able to get it up past like 80 degrees, and I think that's even too high. When I took its temperature this morning, it was 71 degrees. So what I did today was I had some fruit in the fridge that was just a little bit past its prime. So I pureed that up, and I grabbed the coffee grounds that I had up there, because I think it was getting a little dry. But yeah, you need three things for this to compost down. You need your carbon, your nitrogen, and air. And, the biota will, and biota is just another word for all the little living organisms that are in compost that help it break down. So by adding, vegetables and fruit that have been pureed, any of those bacteria that are on the skin and inside the fruit will help this break down, or help feed the biota, which will multiply, and as it multiplies, it heats up and all that fun stuff. So now, the one thing that I do a little differently is, if I could find a lazy way to do something, I will. So I had these dowels, or these augers, that I bought on Amazon, so that I could plant bulbs quickly, easily. And this is one of the large, I use the smaller one for bulbs, by the way. Anyway, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this, because if I can mix this stuff with this in a few minutes, instead of, 30 minutes by hand to make sure everything's distributed equally, then yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Also, this will help bring the stuff from the bottom up to the top. Stuff from the bottom is going to be moister, because water, it'll sink to the bottom, and the bottom will become anaerobic, which just means it will lack oxygen. And you don't want to do that, because that's when it would start to smell. If you have a healthy compost bin, there should be no real foul smells coming off of it. You're going to have a smell of decomposing coffee grounds and whatever you add to it. But it doesn't smell foul or, off. You know what it smells like. Anyway, so this is what I do. So, yeah, that's how I'm doing it. And it works really well. As you can see, everything's all nicely mixed. There's a couple pieces of corn hanging out in there. Yeah, and hopefully this will bring the temperature up to where I need it to be so that it is actually composting. I mean, it'll compost cold, but you want the heat, because that's what's going to help it break down faster, a lot faster. So I want to have a bunch of this ready so that when I do order my worms, I am ready to go. In fact, I have a bunch of stuff in the fridge that probably is past its prime, so I think I'm going to just dehydrate it and make worm food out of it. You know, dehydrated vegetables, and you sprinkle it on, they eat it. Anyway, that's another video. All right, guys, have a great day. Any questions, hit me up.